Hey Dungeoneers, welcome. Hopefully my editing has been okay, and you didn't even notice that I lost all visuals because clearly my editing is so cool. You didn't notice. I could be wrong, but anyway, this is part 3. Pretty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
I will take first watch then. And you'll just kind of...
Sure, Tobias. Tobin.
Tobin. You're
I'm
nice.
Tobias.
You are Tobias.
It's a funny night tonight. The green flame has affected me, truly. Green flame.
And he'll just say yes as he sits in a meditating pose, takes his short sword and kind of sits in a meditating pose with it on the ground, hands resting on.
What's that, like legs crossed?
Yeah, like a but hands resting. Yeah.
Short sword. Okay.
Just relying on any passive perception and just been focused, zen.
Wake me if you want next, Tobin. You hear the words, even though you're in his state.
Mm.
And Tobias just seems to slink back into the floor by the fire. Via is also... Whether he's asleep or not, you don't know.
He's probably disappeared, hasn't he? He goes stealthily
he's kind of
and then
rolled off into the other side of the wall. Turn around. First watch. Tobin. What are you doing on this first watch? You've just come through the portal stone. People, it's not worked. Nobody knows this place. It's a place of legend, myths. It's going through Tobin's mind.
rest. He needs to rest. At this moment in time, I don't think there's going to be a lot going through. It's dark. There's nothing to really see. He's aware of his surroundings, but knows that tonight's probably a vital night because we need to get through it and get some rest.
Alright.
So he's on guard. He's very, very
So
aware.
I'd say
very
you're
alert.
actively going to take watch. Yay or nay?
He's alert. He's alert,
Mm-hmm.
but well, I was gonna rely on passive, but if you would rather me,
I don't rather you do anything. What do you want to do?
rely on passive. I think.
Passive?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's a decent 15, and I've been rolling shit tonight. So.
What's your
Unless
passive?
I'm
It's
finding-
quite high, isn't it?
15.
50. Other than the wind picking up, this place gets dark. Real dark. If it wasn't for the light of the fire around you, you'd be struggling to see even with your vision. There seems to be no silhouette kicking off anything. Even around the fire itself, you still feel like you're enclosed. It's spooky. The air, it smells sweet, like jasmine. Typically, strong scents coming in and out. But it is still. As your time passes, with no hitch, no hiccup,
Alright.
no suspicious activity.
He'll grow tired and weary and realise that it's time to wake someone up and remember that Tobias has said, wake me next. So that's exactly what he will do.
Okay.
Just a touch on the shoulder. Oh, yes. I believe you wanted waking first.
His eyes just open and he does the dead man sit up. And then, weirdly, like a dead man stand up. Almost without bending or lifting, just upright. Thank you,
Some
Toby.
impressive core strength you have there.
Yes,
Or magic.
a bit of both, some would say.
Well, good night.
Yes.
He'll be a little bit freaked, I think, but won't show it. And slip a little bit further away. Not too far.
Pop it. You feel your shoulder being moved. You are being rocked. Gently rocked. You hear, pop it. It's your turn to keep a watch. Because he's kind of looking unsure at this collapse.
She'll turn and face him. I'm like,
What
I've
with the
been
body
watching
still?
all along, yeah.
Yeah. Ah, very impressive. It's a good job I wasn't up to anything mischievous. Hey,
Mhm.
are you watching them? The rest of us should get some sleep. Lucky Egrebar.
She'll position herself into a better position to see as much as possible around everyone.
Okay.
But also keep an eye on him.
He-
Make sure he's in.
He goes back into where he's been this
Yeah.
whole time.
Mm.
He has just been sat watching. From what you've seen.
Mm.
And then he just lies down, stops. But eventually the fire dies out, and it is pitch black. Are you letting everybody else sleep for as long as they can go?
Yeah, I rely on like sound and every other
Of what of
sound.
your life
Yeah, sound,
coming
smell,
back to the...
every other sense. Considered since I don't have dark vision.
Could you do me a perception roll then? Or are you just leaving it to...
I could do it to Sentry, which is. What are you wanting? Perception?
Yes, please.
12. I don't want to roll it.
It's up to you. What do you want to do?
I'll roll it. 16. What's the point on playing D&D?
Yeah, roll the dice!
16.
16.
Or just 18, because
Very good.
I'm
Very good.
proficient.
Very good. There are very few sounds other than a bit of the wind as it's whistling through the ruins every time it picks up. When it does, do you smell? Can you smell properly, just as normal?
Yeah.
So do you get the taste from smell as well? Does it give like a... So you also, this sweet jasmine.
Shards
yeah.
remains. Oh, sorry. The horse.
The sashi.
That's it.
Yeah, lucky she doesn't have Spyro like Rena. She would play so many tricks on you.
Hey, look, I didn't know that was metagaming then. That's nothing to do with Tobin. Don't take it out on poor Tobin. Tobin?
Tobin,
Right,
yeah.
You hit him back.
He started it.
Yeah.
This is true. Dawn breaks. And as the light shines for the first time, you get to see the pure size of the ruins pop it. And as it comes up over the sea, it just lights up the entire areas. And this place is huge. Huge. You were barely made it in nowhere near the middle of what would have been a massive walled city. But scorch marks have burnt into the earth themselves as if the power and the heat has scored burrows into the earth. Over time it's been grown over. But even with the sunlight still cool, you're not hearing a lot of wildlife.
Should start waking everybody up.
Okay. Do you wake anybody in particularly first with a swift kick to the bejeebies? Tobin?
Why are you looking at me?
I don't know. Do you wake anyone up specifically first, or do you? What do
She
you
has
do?
a huge amount of trust for Agrabah, so she'll probably wake him up first.
Mm-hmm.
Accidentally stand on Tobin's tail. No!
Oh,
you're
sorry,
right.
Poppet. I seem to have sprawled out in my sleep.
You'd be laughing.
And then
Goddale.
Good morning. We seem to have survived the night, which probably a good start.
Yes, I had a very good sleep. Strange. I expected this place to be more dangerous. Tobias says as he's getting up on the road. Did anything happen last night, Poppet?
not that I've seen or heard. Yes, I don't hear any wildlife.
Hmm.
No movement, no. Nothing.
That's curious. If the whatever caused these ruins is so long ago, you'd have thought nature would have. I mean, the plant life has started to come back. I'm surprised there are no birds, no rodents. You'd have thought they would have been back in by now, wouldn't you? How odd. That might mean there's something predatory keeping them away. We should stay on alert.
Everybody roll me a perception roll, please.
Have we lost our exhaustion after the long rest?
You have. You can heal up,
And
long
one,
rest.
And one level of exhaustion.
Yes. One level of exhaustion.
So, not at disadvantage anymore.
Not at disadvantage anymore. No.
Lovely.
Perception. No. 5. That dice has been rolling well all night. It's his first stuff roll.
Did you get it?
I completely yeeted it past the. A dirty 20.
Ooh, okay.
12.
12. So 5, a 12, and a dirty 20. Pop it, you hear a rumble. Like thunder in the clouds above. And as you look up, you see a shadow. Tobin, you catch the tail end of a shadow being cast across the ground, and you look up to see the back end of something moving. Nagravar, you hear it? As you look up, you kind of look in the wrong place as it passes. Did anybody else just see that?
Pretty.
There is something rather large.
I don't think it's as pretty as Puppet might think it is.
Possibly not. I think this might be the creature that you were talking about. Agrabah. Might be wise that we stay low and move on.
Scorched earth. Dragon?
Never seen
Possible.
one.
That may well be able to produce this level of devastation. I have not studied them in great depth. But if it is, I believe they are very intelligent and dangerous creatures.
I believe that certain colours offer uniqueness to these predators of the sky, these dragons. I've never met one.
Did I notice the colour?
You just saw the silhouette in the clouds. Again,
Did you see?
you hear the
what
clouds
colour?
rumble. And as you all look up, you see shape the clouds being pulled, moved
I
across.
think it might be wise that we take as much cover as we can possibly use, shelter ourselves, and move away from this area. Move on.
Over there, to the trees, the forest, seems to be a pathway.
Let's go.
It is indeed a dragon. I don't think it's something we want to be messing with. It does not look like there will be anything left in this burnt, ruined city of value. I imagine it has all been incinerated or taken by the dragon. I guess. That is something I have heard. Let us run. Well, no, let us sneak.
Sneaking or running?
I think if it is flying, we do not want to draw its attention.
Do we stay put for the moment? We are in the ruins.
I think we probably because there is no roof. If it flies over, we are more colourful than the surroundings. He may well.
Roll me a persuasion.
Persuasion 16.
He looks at you. Okay. Seems like an idea. I'm game if everybody else is.
Stealthily, I think.
Not sure how we can successfully be stealthily from eyes above us, but we'll do the best we can.
Move slowly. Stay close to the walls. Beer, you're the expert on.
As you turn to talk to Via, you've already noticed that he is down. You just see some grass moving. Heading towards the forest, the direction of the forest. There is some grass roughly 1 to 2 feet in length outside in patches until you get into the fields. Right, it's a little longer.
Looks like Vera's already gone.
Could everybody roll me stealth?
Let's follow.
please? This is what's happening.
Like rolling high stealth, that's great. 23.
Tobin, you become one. You're like the magnet being pulled along behind there. You're following every move he is making. You've found his way that he's moving.
27.
Or even better.
17.
That's still brilliant. 17 is a massive roll. Like,
Yeah.
it's just everything else is ridiculous.
I rolled a 4 on my guidance, which helped somewhat.
Tobias rolled a crit 20.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Did you like the crit 20? Yeah, he rolled a crit, so he's pretty all managed. Pop it. Just for a second, you see everybody just. You do manage to follow Tobias from behind, staying low. You hear the rumbling is louder now. As you're about halfway towards the forest line, this rumbling comes overhead every few moments. Could you roll me another stealth check?
Oh no.
It's good.
23 again.
Only
Roll 4,
25.
25, 23.
Oh.
Veer rolled 23. And Tobias rolled a 16 for a 7.
Hopefully this is a group effort.
Being proficient in
Clouds,
stealth,
yeah.
could I just grab her and pull her down a little bit?
You don't know, you're ahead.
Alright.
You're way ahead. In the order of your movement in stealth, Poppet is at the back. You haven't noticed, but you're getting higher and higher up above the tree line. The grass line. Sorry,
I
looking.
was going to say
The
something all of you then.
You've just risen above. Oh,
Well, giant, and you just
rain of fire.
pound the dragon, and everyone's fine.
Yeah. I cut it with my scissors.
Yeah.
Snip, snip. Give it a snip. Snippity snip. Snipping a dragon.
Is that not what we called my blades? Mr. Snips?
Mr. Snips. I think it could have been.
I think it
I
was.
think is it Mr. Snips?
We haven't changed it on there, but it was Mr. Snips.
I thought I did. I thought I created. Oh no. Did I just create it?
You
Not
created
put the
it, but
thing?
you
Okay.
put Puppet's plaything.
Alright, okay.
That sounds wrong.
Sounds like something I'd put when I'm just trying to get something done.
Puppet's play toy.
But
I thought that was I thought that was
sound much
chest.
better. You know. Honestly, there's no thought in that. That's just putting shit down. But anywho, the sound is getting louder and louder. And the shadow, you can see it coming closer. It just seems to be getting a bit bigger, a little bit bigger. You've got about 50 meters to the tree line. You can't see anybody else. And then you really hear rolling thunder. And as you look behind, 200 meters away, the clouds break. And you see this head with horns gliding with the cloud cover looking down and take a dive. This is a big, red, beautiful, pretty dragon.
Oh no. Pretty. My Puppet Snoop. No, I'm joking. And I'm 50.
About 50 foot from you. Sorry, 50, about 100 foot from you.
I could dash, but then if I dash, I risk you guys getting seen.
I wouldn't worry about it. I'd run over him if it was me. I'd just be. What do you want to do?
Run, Puppet, run.
I've got no life cross. I mean, like, no.
It could work. I could just see like a ball of string,
That's
flick you about a bit.
I mean,
you don't make a noise.
I mean, at
just-
first glance, you look humanoid.
yeah.
It's going to assume you're humanoid. Well, you are humanoid, but it's going to assume it's not going to be able to tell as it's coming in towards you that you're not edible.
But if it thinks I'm already dead.
But do you have feelings as well, like fear and stuff like that? Do you see it and just go, you're like in awe of something, or are you like, oh shit,
Pretty.
Yeah, she would be very, it's pretty.
Yeah. So you just can't stand it and look at it and admire it.
Hey,
Like reach up to stroke its belly as it flies over you.
And end up being the queen
That's
of dragons.
pretty epic. Like, yeah, I mean, I've got to say there'd be some rolls going down, but I'm always open for epicness at a later point. It's D&D, baby. It's a place of dreams or nightmares.
She wouldn't want to risk the others.
Yeah.
So she is going to go literal
90 meters.
statue still.
Okay.
Like literally just still. Like a doll. Like pretty much
What, lie down or stood up or what?
just stood up.
What, like hands out or just scarecrow-ish?
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Okay. Still. Okay, cool. It's all the way as it comes up. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. As it
Hoping
comes
there's no like
past...
heat off me, there's nothing to no scent. Like they wouldn't smell flesh, it wouldn't smell, so I'm hoping.
As it draws towards you, the size of this thing is gargantuan. Its head must be 10 times the size of your body. As it comes close, its nostrils, its whole head encompasses past it. And the nostrils, you can feel the heat of its skin. Could I have a constitution saving throw to stay upright? Or do you want to fall with the pull of the G-force from underneath? It glides past and smashes its tail into the ground, not aiming for you but to the side. Whips up a load of dust. Do you want to go with it or do you want to brace?
I thought he was going to say, can you roll
I'll
your
go with
character,
it.
please?
I'll go with it.
Okay, so as you go with it, are you watching it all? See what happens or where it's going?
She'll keep watch, but she'll just act and actually like just go limp and just go with it as if it's just knocked me over. Like,
You hit the
all
deck
over.
before the rest of the earth and the debris comes crashing down. And you see it take an upwards angle straight into the clouds and disappears for a moment. What do you want to do?
Let's stay still.
You're going to stay still. Everybody else, you have just felt the power, the pull of this beast glide over you. It's gone straight over Poppet, that none of you are aware has stood up, but it is so low. I need you all to make Constitution saving throw.
Oh, come on! Why now? Why?
17.
Numero
17.
uno.
It's rolling high.
That one's gone
I
away.
thought I was about 4.
I mean, sometimes the one is funny, but I don't think...
Egravar, you feel the pull, but you're so low and staying so stealthy that you're just able to stick to the ground, but it pulls your hair, pulls your bag, pulls everything around you. Veer is almost untouched or unfazed by it as well, but the sound, you could hear the breathing. You think you heard the beating of its adrenaline thumping through the body as it passed. Tobin, you are pulled into Tobias, who is then knocked over and stands up. What are you doing, you fool? You silly cat. And as he stood up, he sees the tail end cracking near Poppet's body, and this huge red dragon fly into the sky. He stops, he turns to the wood, and he runs. What's everybody else do?
Looking up, looking around.
It's
Do I
gone
see-
into the
see
sky.
It's gone
It's got-
straight.
It
Yeah.
went straight up, spiraling into the sky. It's possibly gone up.
To come back down. That's exactly my thoughts. So I'm telling everybody, head for the trees now, fast.
The trees!
Get to the chopper. Fast.
Pockets just
Don't stealth. No, can't hide. Run. And then dash. To the
Veer's
trees.
dashed. If you can do 60 foot, you're going to make it to the trees at this point. If you can do a 60 foot dash.
Yeah,
How do you know what dash
I could
is?
do 80.
It's just whatever you
It's
move.
double your move speed.
60.
Okay.
80.
Monks.
Veer can move.
But you can dash as a bonus anyway, can't it? So you can,
He can move. Yeah. So all of you just get up from the ground. Poppet, you did a
Yeah.
and bolt towards the forest. You notice, getting closer to this forest line, it becomes darker. It is darker in here. There's still daylight coming through, but it is a bit darker. As you enter, you almost instantly can hear the sounds of a forest with wildlife and movement. But you make it to this forest, and the wildlife, there is movement, the forest is alive. But the temperature drops dramatically.
well, I think we know what happened to the city.
I think, yes.
That was quite big.
Enough to level a city.
That was not a small dragon. That was.
Well, we need to keep our distance.
I think we should keep moving. I think let's
we need to
get as far
put
away
a lot
from
of
here as we,
distance between us
as we
and
can.
this beast.
without drawing attention to ourselves.
Yeah, it might be slightly better under cover of the forest, but yes, you are right.
But we don't want to. If our movement disturbs the wildlife and, say, a flock of birds takes off as we move, that might draw it over. So let's not go noisily.
You see Tobias. He's still stood at the edge of the forest itself, the road looking into the sky. I think we could be safer than what you realise here. He turns to you, at least from the dragon. Look. Does anybody go up to the edge? You can see the silhouette in the sky. Hear the distant rumbling. It seems to come forward and always stop and bank as if a barrier encompasses in front of the forest. You're smiling at that.
Because I'm wondering if it comes any closer, can I book its move through the barrier?
I'm curious as to...
You're probably going to end up on a dragon if you survive. You realise this, don't you? I feel like
You're going
It's
be
now
the
her mission.
I feel like
mother of dragons.
in this campaign it could happen. We can pop it.
A few levels of
When I don't
Drake
know,
Warden.
but I've not thought this one through. This could be interesting. You better just start doing a dragon model in resin just in case.
Already on it.
You got to fight for the right,
Oh, yeah.
I believe. You got to fight for the right.
That's her new mission.
You're not about to go and start taming an adult or...
We are going into every bookstore and we are reading How to Train a Dragon.
Collecting every egg.
I do believe there's a couple of films. That you
and a whole series of books.
Our libraries with scripture and thousands of years.
I am curious as to what would make a dragon of that size, scared.
Scared?
Well,
What was it?
seems to not venture over this forest.
I think it's more that something has trapped it here. Something is containing it.
Is it flying within the confines of the above the forest, or outside of the forest?
It's as if there's an invisible barrier. It's not coming over the forest.
It's not coming over the
It's
forest.
staying on the land
Over the
and
city.
by the city area. There's a good few hundred meters of strip around before the forest, and then you're into the forest. And then it's all forest, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And this dragon, it seems the barrier.
So
like
it
barrier
seems
going
trapped
straight.
rather than scared. To
Either trapped, kept out, prevented. The forest would appear safe for whatever reason. Whether that be magic or... I've
something
known powerful people to do deals, or read of people who have done deals with such mythical beasts.
Yes, the question is whether that opens the question of, is it here willingly, and as you say, has been done a deal to destroy the city and keep it this way, or something
destroyed
has
the city and someone's trapped it, to
or
prevent it.
someone has summoned it here in some way and then trapped it here to ensure the destruction of the city.
Or maybe it came of its own accord, and because it was so devastating,
It was contained.
it was contained by somebody. But regardless, Tobias, you must have a direction that you would want it to head in. You have a purpose here, do you not?
He opens his jacket, reaches in, and pulls a large leather-bound book. He opens some of the pages, looking at you from his eyes. Yes, artifacts of power and great wealth. This is the adventure, is it not? It says here we should follow the path north.
Do you know which direction it's not?
Into the forest. It's a shame I do not have an exact map. Only writings of what was considered a madman's. Seems he wasn't so mad after all. I don't know what we're going to find here. I don't know what magics are up front. All I know is great wealth, power, and adventure lies ahead. Too late to turn back round now.
Indeed.
Who's leading the...
Tobias will dust himself off. Tobias. Tobin will, I'm going to do that now. It's going to be stuck in my head. He'll dust himself off after all the sandstorm that the dragon kicked up, and walk on in the direction he's pointed. Make sure he's got everything.
The passage of the forest is quite shown. You can see it's super dark greens, a mudded road, but it is very obvious. The trees sort of form a beautiful archway overhanging. Yeah, the path just leads straight on. You don't see turns, you don't see it, just looks like it goes pinpoint straight. Right? Movement.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Or walking. Any particular...
Tighten his straps on his bag and make sure he's got everything and march on.
Tobias is trotting beside you. Marching. There is hanging back, but walking along. Hop it. You're still at the edge looking at the dragon.
Yes. She'll follow along, but she'll keep looking back to see if she can see the dragon again. I've already named it.
It may already have a name.
I've named it.
I don't think it matters. The first conversation will be, that's
I've
not your
named it.
name.
I've claimed it. It's mine.
I will pat it and pet it and name it George.
I am infidel. No, your name is...
Fluffy Butt.
Daisy.
Yes.
I'll be in the middle of the pack, sort of in the middle somewhere.
And you venture on.
Mm-hmm.
You're going for about 4 hours. Daylight, it should be at its highest point. At its warmest point, but it's still cool. Very cold. Inside the forest. And the sounds of the forest can still be heard, but not seen. You can't remember taking any turns. No weaves in the road. Nothing.
I'm starting to think the dragon's not trapped in the arm.
Maybe. But all we can do for now is
It's not to stop it from getting out, it's to stop it from getting in.
either way it keeps us away from where we are now. That alone is reassuring.
For now.
Well, I think Poppet wants a dragon pet.
No, yes.
Can we find you a
I will
small
help you with this. I will try. There you go, right?
Deal.
Deal!
She actually shakes his hand.
Cannon now, Roy. Cannon.
It's canon now, buddy! Yeah, okay, cool. What are you wanting to
And
do?
a smaller one.
And the baby dragon.
Well, big one. That big one and a small one.
Yeah. Pseudo-dragons. Pseudo-dragons.
Me.
Harvard race.
You've lost Gemma.
He's writing her own campaign now. Army of Dragons.
Hey,
She's
if
gonna
you
go home
meet future
printing.
puppet and she's on the back of that dragon, who's laughing now? Just saying.
Mic drop and you zoom over.
How'd you know she wasn't already? Hey, that's old me!
She knows. She knows. Ooh, what are you wanting to do?
Should we stop for a rest before we quick meal break and then
Yeah.
press on? Keep going, see if we can see some sign of anything.
Yes. A quick break now would allow us to travel till night, well fueled. I've got to be honest, this isn't everything it's cracked up to be other than the looks of Poppet dragon from earlier. We should have encountered our souls by now.
And be careful what you wish for. This seems to be a very strange place.
Yes. Indeed.
Perhaps it is worth remembering that the tales in books are often more dramatic and exciting than perhaps the reality. Maybe the author has sort of simplified, removed the tedious journeying between the great wealth.
Maybe. Let's hope not.
Yeah. And also,
Or else the artifacts
the
may
tales
not
are
be-
old.
That's true.
Things change over time. Maybe.
The tales told of the great cities that were mighty and powerful, and
No longer because of giant dragons.
Don't blame him, he's just misunderstood.
I'm sure, Poppet.
but that was a city that will have housed many people. One presumes presumes we're dead rather than fled. But regardless, that's the big change in the world from when the tales of Ilderon were written. What little we found suggested it was somewhat different to what we're finding now.
Tobin, you had asked if I know something to say. With you saying this, Edward, I assumed that once I had come through the portal, Ilderon would not have been rubble. And there is no writing of this.
But then there has been no use of the portals in sufficient time for this to have happened.
So what else has changed, like you are saying?
Indeed.
Are we 100% sure that what we saw was Ilderon? Or previously, or maybe this is just another town, another village, another city?
Yes, we never can be too sure.
Unless you want to go and spend a few hours digging through the rubble and looking for identifying marks while a dragon flies
Be my
overhead.
guest. Be my guest.
Yes, I do not want this.
Would not seem to be a...
I think we
Prudent
find some residents of this realm and then investigate further. Would probably be the smartest idea. We can question and find out what's gone on here over the years.
Agrava, Uppbeat, could you both roll me a d20, please?
Just straight D20. 8.
Is this a walk and talk? I imagine a slow
13.
walk and
Or this is
talk
while
as
we
you're
were
looking
Or was it while we were having our...
You've not
we-
stopped yet. You're
Oh.
looking to stop. You've just broken into a bit of a conversation, looking around, on about
Yeah.
stopping. Sorry, but
13.
13,
8.
8.
We'll walk and talk as we're looking, I
As
suppose,
we're
to
looking for
just
stuff. Okay.
sit and settle somewhere.
Uppbeat, you are sure that you felt something. Whether you touched, grabbed, you felt something, but as you turned around, there's nothing there.
I'm going to check make sure I have nothing on me.
Okay, give me an investigation.
This is where I start rolling pants for the rest of the night.
It's a lot.
Then again, it can't be as bad as that time I was getting 1s and 2s all night.
It's a rough night. They happen.
Oh, really?
You speak too soon.
Manifested it.
Jinxed it!
Speaketh too soon.
Oh, no, this is just a natural one.
Nah.
That's a little much. Anybody want any?
You don't really know. You're a bit weirded out of what was touching you.
Mm.
You don't think anything's gone. The weight doesn't feel different. As you're noticing Uppbeat check herself as thoughts are going on, you see a faint trail of gold glitter. As if it's moved from Uppbeat.
Point out, what is this?
Does everybody else look? Go for it. Have a look. Give me a roll. See if you catch it in time.
What am I rolling?
Perception, please. Oh, sorry, Roy.
Nah, 8.
14.
You're a bit slow once again, Egravar, to look at what's happening. You're slightly behind. But Poppet and Tobias, you see just like gold sprinkles, gold glitter evaporating. Something magical to it, a bit flowy. Just
Poppet that seemed to flow past you. I don't know.
Go try grab it.
you can grab at the. Okay, cool. Roll me
Like whatever's making the gold mist.
Roll me either a sleight of hand or I don't know. Sleight of hand seems the best. Athletics, maybe. I don't know. It's one of the two, isn't it? It's one of the two.
But it's whether she's sort of desperately trying to grab it or trying to leap at it.
Yeah, it's and I imagine it's a bit of both with a poppet, like a Bruce Lee pop.
It might be
It's
irrelevant.
an 8.
It's an 8.
It's an 8.
Your fingers pass the bottom track of this glitter, this gold pack, and there's a slight resistance. But your hand goes through. As you open it, gold glitter just evaporates.
Can I try again?
It's gone.
It's gone. Damn it.
But you do feel a tug in your left shoulder.
No.
Roll me a perception. Everybody else can roll a perception now. I imagine you're all on a bit
We're all
of
it. Alert. 16.
You.
Dirty 20.
Ooh, 20.
I'm still looking the other way. Clearly distracted by the death of Jeffrey, the loss of Jeffrey.
Oh, the loss of Jeffrey. You've not spoken about that.
No.
I feel like Egravar,
I feel like it's just going to burst out in rage later on.
yours will be Dragonfire. I know how that's going to happen. But Egravar's, I'm slightly. I don't know what's going to happen with that.
It takes time. It'll take a while. He's probably processing at the back of his mind somewhere. Hasn't had time to think about it
The
yet.
fuse is slowly going down and it'll just explode.
Horse jam.
No, you're looking all over. Sorry, what was your roll?
Dirty 20?
Dirty 20. That's fine. You got a pretty good. You got
16.
16. I thought so. Okay, yeah, 15 for beer. So that's good. As you look, I don't know how you miss it, Egravar, but you all see like golden wings, each wing the size of my palm, and a gold silhouette of a body just turn into gold dust again and move around you and disappear.
The way you're looking at me, I haven't seen anything.
What do you make of that, Egravar?
Of what?
Oh well, never mind. Pop it. What did you feel?
I feel
Yeah, 'cause you caught
being
me.
tugged at, and that was just
You
like
touched it, didn't you?
stupid glitter bombs.
Feel like they're trying to get our
So
attention.
did you not see the fairy? Or the thing?
Did I see the thing?
You saw like something that was glittery gold with butterflyish wings. You saw something that could be pretty magical or not real. Who knows? You saw something. I seen it.
Very strange.
What have you seen? I seem to have missed this.
It's a gold, floaty, glittery thing.
Which way did it go? Is it?
They seemed to be tugging at me and then dispersing.
Pixies. Fairies?
Perhaps malevolent, benevolent. They have not harmed you. Are they tugging you in a certain direction? Are they trying to lead us somewhere?
Oh, one was here, the other one was here. I don't think they took anything, but they're annoying me.
Never seen your kind before. As I have not felt any tugs. Anybody else?
No.
I believe so.
Shall just stand and wait and see if it happens again.
Well, shall we set up some food whilst waiting? If here's a good place.
Do.
See if we can maybe capture.
Yes.
Interesting.
Have we got something we could construct some form of trap from? Or do we just try and throw a cloth over one if we see it?
I've got a bag.
I have a lantern. No. Would a lantern... Doesn't say.
Yeah, I mean,
Would
I've
that
got
be
the
like
horse
a-
tarp.
You've got
Okay.
you've got tarps, you've got the lantern bulb. This was pretty big. The wings were like palm size. Your lantern, I imagine, is maybe this big. If you were to put something of that size in a lantern like that, it's
Yeah.
I could use
Squished.
the horse tarp to.
Pardon?
You can use the horse tarp to. No,
It's too heavy.
Would
I'd probably not try to capture it. I'll probably just fall.
do you think we could bait them in?
I don't believe in animal cruelty.
No, of course not. Neither do I. Maybe we should, like you say, with our private bait, sit down, make some food, see if we are.
Put a bit of horse feed out.
Yes.
I'll pull out the alchemy jug and
I just
Waste.
sit there like a.
The woman from Home Alone 2 with the birds.
Yeah.
I'll pull out the alchemy jug and pour some honey
Okay.
around just a
Okay,
little
there
bit.
you go.
to try and sort of
There you go.
tempt them in.
Okay, so are you guys going to set up a bit of a thing off the road? Just
Yes,
to
on the
sit
edge.
down on the edge.
And then just at the edge of where we're sat, we'll put some of the horse feed and some honey.
Okay, roll me survival from everybody. Seems though you're all doing a bit of a thing together.
This dice is clearly had enough for the day. It was rolling really well.
Oh, he's rolled well.
11.
Tobias really isn't bothered.
11.
Nat one.
Neither's Tobin. That's half and half. It's good enough for camping. You've done a better job with the honey. What are you doing with the honey? Leading trails in up to Poppet, who has her hands out with
Yeah, a little someone.
honeyed crumbs.
Yeah,
I feel that Tobin has probably licked the honey away with the nut.
there's plenty more in the jug.
He's giving you a saucer for
Yeah,
it.
he's giving his Once I've selected
When
honey,
your arms
once I've selected honey, I'm stuck with honey for the day. I can
Cats eat honey?
I can do a whole gallon of honey. Genuinely, I've got a gallon of honey to get through in the next day.
It's quite a lot.
That's a lot of honey.
Even Tobias stuck his finger in.
Yeah, that's our rations for lunch.
Good lunch, honey. Bit of honey.
Poppet's got to glare at you every time you go near the trails for the pixies.
So you've set up a trap. It's a trap. Or a little banquet.
I don't think Poppet should try catch it because we are.
Broken.
Bit like his lounge.
Oh no, that's a bit. I was thinking of like the trolls that were collecting pixie bodies. Poppets there with, instead of ears, like a thing. It's just. It's a bit dark.
It's a bit dark.
I don't know. Is it? I think Poppet could go dark if she wanted. But I'm thinking, you want to be a dragon rider. Dragon rider with pixie bones.
I mean, that's
Scary kind of actually. It's a bit too much.
You can make a glittery crown out of pixie wings.
Riding a dragon. Gold trail, just like, yeah.
Or cape. So them all together into a cape.
Oh. You're
Let's
attached.
say this. Like Tinkerbell? What's wrong with you?
I I love Tinkerbell.
That's our next show.
You want to make a cake out of her?
She has little mix of sassy.
Well, you are there for about 20 minutes eating your honey. Before you see.
Oh, little P sat there as well with some.
Oh, little P as well. Is
Little
it got the
P,
honey
little
glued
P's.
to the gluing it to the thing? And you can hear slight jingles, real high tinkle bells around you. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, more and more of what you could best describe. Fairies, pixies, start floating in around, lighting the area up with a golden glow. And it's warm radiance as they all start floating in and around.
I have a bell in my bag. So I'll ring the bell to try and communicate.
As you ring the bell, they flutter and leave a load of gold dust and sprinkles. But they haven't disappeared. It's just a quick reaction from the sound. And they start to float in
As he hears the ringing of their bells, just kind of match it. Not a loud ding 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 ding, just a little.
Every time you do it, they stop momentarily, but they're getting braver and braver and braver. 1 feet to 2 feet in size. All coming closer, starting to swirl around you. Hundreds. The glow is intense and warm, but pretty. And that is where we're going to hold it for tonight.
I think we're in trouble.
Fairies.
Yeah,
Fairies.
Fairies!
we are going to be attacked by 100 fairies.